Gilgamesh, once the king of Uruk, powerful, half-god, and proud. But after the death of his friend Enkidu, something inside him shattered. He left the world behind to seek immortality. He knocked on the door of the gods, and now he was ready to pass through the tunnel guarded by the Scorpion Men. Gilgamesh entered the passage of the gods, a tunnel carved through the heart of the Mashu Mountains. Inside, there was darkness lasting 12 double hours, nearly a full day. No sky, no time, no direction. But Gilgamesh moved forward, one step, then another, until finally a light appeared at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel lay a garden of the gods. But this was no ordinary place. The trees had trunks of gold, and their leaves shimmered with lapis lazuli and emerald. This was the garden of the immortals. Gilgamesh looked around and walked on in silence. By the sea, there stood a tavern owned by the goddess Sijiri. Gilgamesh, weary and covered in dust, arrived at her door. Sijiri mistook him for a stranger and closed the door. But Gilgamesh spoke. He revealed his name and his quest for immortality. Sijiri said, "Gilgamesh, man is mortal. The gods gave short life to humans. You should find a wife, eat well, raise your children with love." But Gilgamesh was determined to continue. At last, Sijiri guided him. "If you seek Napishtim, go to the boatman Urshanabi. Gilgamesh found the boatman Urshanabi, but beside him were sacred stone figures, creatures needed to guide the divine boat. Without understanding, Gilgamesh destroyed them. Urshanabi said, "Now the boat won't work." But Gilgamesh did not give up. They built a raft together to reach at Napishtim's land. They would cross the waters of death. After days of sailing, Gilgamesh reached an island hidden in mist. There lived Ziusudra, the man granted eternal life by the gods. Gilgamesh approached him and said, "Enkidu is dead, and I too will die, but I will not accept this fate. Give me immortality." Ziusudra paused and replied, "Gilgamesh, the gods gave death to mankind, but they wrote a different fate for me." And then he began to tell the secret of the Great Flood. Ziusudra spoke. Long ago, the gods grew angry at humanity's noise and decided to destroy them. But the god of wisdom, whispered to Ziusudra, "Build a boat. Save your family and all living beings." He obeyed. The boat was built. Then the flood came. It raged for 7 days and 7 nights. Everything drowned beneath the waters. But the boat endured. When the storm ended, Ziusudra released a bird, and finally, land was found. The gods, moved by his courage and faith, granted him immortality. Gilgamesh listened in silence, but hope remained. Ziusudra said, "There is a plant at the bottom of the sea. It makes the old young again. If you retrieve it, long life will be yours." Gilgamesh dove deep and found the plant. But on his return, he stopped to rest. While he slept, a serpent stole the plant. Immortality slipped from his grasp. Gilgamesh returned empty-handed, but his soul had changed. He came back to Europe, looked at his city, and said, "Here is my work. The stone walls, the towers that rise. My name will live with this city." Gilgamesh did not become immortal, but his name was told through the ages. Gilgamesh sought immortality and failed. Yet his name became a tale even time could not forget.